folks, welcome back to Timberborn, and since the last video the game has had an update, and basically I have been trying every day since then to start the save up, and the game would crash with my mods list. And it got to the point this evening where I really wanted to play Timberborn, so I've been through painstakingly. I took all of the mods out and then just been going through slowly adding back in every mod to find out the point where the mod that would stop the game working. And you will see that currently we are missing the flywheels. That was the only mod that was broken at this point. A bunch of mods look like they've been updated today. But the flywheels mod is the only mod that was stopping the game working, so we're going to press ahead without it for now. When Battery Smooth gets it updated, we will use the dev tools to re-unlock it and add back in the one that's missing. Because we've lost it through a game update, I'm going to use dev tools to connect this water wheel into the power grid. Because otherwise we're going to have a real pain getting to what we need to get to, I think. And personally, I feel that's fair. If you don't feel that's fair, then that's on you. So actually what we'll do is, I think we can probably just do that. And I think that connects it all. Yeah, so we've lost our flywheel, which is, that is not connected, is it? No, that is not power. Let's bung that on there. And then we'll disable dev controls. And we'll delete that, and we'll delete, where did the rubble go? We'll delete the bit of rubble that we gained from that. So we are now at least reconnected and we can continue playing. So there were a few comments on the last video that I want to have a look at before we continue. The first one was, yep, all of our future pine trees are still marked for cutting. So we'll demark those, good word. And then berries. We've only got 21 at the moment. We've only got this little tiny area where we're growing berries. So yep, good point, well made. We need to expand our berry production before we have a very bad situation going on. I make no apologies for that whatsoever. What I'm thinking we do is we unmark this area for planting. How close are these? These are a long way off. We get, and we're doing okay for logs. Let's rip these out. And they're almost growing. We'll let those grow in. So let's get time moving. And we will then have a look at how we do this. So yeah, someone did ask about whether we had blocked these off. The ladders mod works differently now, and you can get through here. So we don't have to worry about how we place it quite so much. There's still quite low contamination percentage there. Interesting. Anywho, what do we want to do today? So last time we got the metal production going, and we got bad water pumping going. We're getting this built. So that's going to unlock permanent power. We got explosives unlocked. So, yeah. Where do we go from here? Sorry, I'm a little bit that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to set up the time-lapse mod. So we'll do that paused. And I think what we'll do is we'll set up a couple of cameras. So we'll do one settings. Yeah, so we'll get this time-lapse mod set up. So I've just done some of the background settings. So we're going to set up cameras. So the first one, we're going to rename this to Colony 1. That's not how you spell that, is it? Colony 1. Been a day. It's been a day, folks. And if we do set camera, do we zoom it out more? It's funny, they call it field of view, but it's really zoom, isn't it? I think that's probably okay-ish. Let's go with that. View camera. No, I want to go back here-ish. Yeah, let's set that. And then I wonder if we want one that looks kind of this way as well. So we'll add another camera and we'll do colony 1 other. Oh no. Okay, and we'll set the camera there. And we'll just leave those to run. And I'm thinking at the end, maybe I'll stitch them all into a video so we can see the evolution of the colony. I didn't know if that might be kind of cool. So, right, they're all marked. Are we just fully, yeah, we're just fully stocked on the old lumber at the moment. So, it's no bad thing. It's no bad thing. They've almost ripped all of that out, but that's okay because we now have access to more metal. Quite a bit of metal, actually. So we do need to be thinking about a mine. So treated planks. That's what we need to work towards as well. So we need to get this guy going. Going to prioritize this. I'm not sure what else they're building at the moment, but the bad water thingamabobber. Yeah, it's really annoying that when they updated the game, I think not long after I recorded the last video, and I was on a really nice flow of playing, and it's just kind of thrown that flow completely. So we'll also prioritize that so we can get into there to get those done. Wondering if we don't. Oh, I could do it. Yeah, I could do that. Let's throw a couple of explosives. I do need to get rid of that. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, we'll get rid of it. I want to put some more log storage in, but we might as well stack it next to this stuff. So let's plan around that. We're getting that done. We've got a lot of spare beds. But with how few berries we've got, we probably can't really drive population expansion too heavily yet. Yeah, we're probably going to struggle with that, I think. That's getting close, actually. Gears, always gears. We've actually got a lot of gears. We just need to bring them over. So I wonder if we throw in a few storages for gears here. Get the haulers to bring them over. Because they've got most of the metal blocks and there's only 12 explosives, but it's 100 gears that need to come over, so I'll get 60 of them brought over. Seems sensible to me. Seems sensible. He's planted 1 tree so far, but I guess we've only just got that built. So, you know, it's a thing. How does the expression go, folks? Say it after me. It's a process. Not process, because we're from England. So with the first of those gone, what I'm going to do is put a little path in, but we will start the process of planting some berries. Because at least it's some. And some is better than none. And what I'm planning to do is we'll clear, ideally, all of these trees, and then get all as much of this as we can with berries growing on it. Those are the words that I was looking for. And we could maybe even put staircase up and do the same up here. I'm thinking that maybe we throw another lumberjack there. Pause a couple of these guys to free up some beaver power. And that'll be good. I've kind of come into this without really a big objective for today. Just wanted to play the game. Do you ever get like that? You ever just want to play Timberborn? So yeah, it was kind of where I was at. I just wanted to sit down and play some beaver game. Be the beaver game, enjoy the beaver game. So we'll just see what the game throws at us today and see what we can get up to, I guess. Let's have these prioritized by haulers. In fact, no, we don't need to bother because that's pretty much done. So let's not say we didn't. Because yeah, they're going to be just about done. There we go. Just need to finish building it. So that can in fact be emptied. Someone would come build this. We have achieved permanent power. The question now is, can we maintain sufficient permanent power? I guess, and also we've got a permanent bad water supply, which is good. It's kind of why I wanted to get this done. What's really feels quite early. I mean, the game feels quite easy at the moment still. Although we're in what should be apocalyptically difficult gameplay. And that's really because at the moment we're in that phase where the extended temperate seasons that I've put in are keeping it easy for us, and that's no bad thing. You know, it's letting us get a solid foundation set, which, you know, as I said, I'm not unhappy about, because it is gonna get hard, in theory anyway. In theory, it's going to get... There is so much wood on this map. I almost feel like we could probably pause this guy for a bit. And just let them cut down some trees. You've got all these dead trees around here that kind of feels like that. There is just a lot of wood on this map. I'm kind of wondering, and maybe we'll worry about it when we get closer, because actually there's a lot of metal there. I was wondering whether we should start pumping this out, but I think we'll just let it dry for now. There's so much metal over here. That is set to supply, so that's good. They're being planted. Is this now built? Yes. And is forced open, so that's that project done. So we need to switch this to be corn rations. We need to build another one of those. Really, we've kind of boxed ourselves in with this, haven't we? We've not been smart there. We've not been smart there, but let's... How can we unscrew that? I guess if I moved these storages, which are currently empty. So why are we empty on canola seeds? Oh, they're probably having to regrow from the drought, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, what I could do is delete those. We could delete that and that. We could put a platform there because you can take power out of the second floor of that guy. Then we could put another food factory there. Come on, there we go. Have that one set to eggplant rations. And then we need to build some storage, which we could build there. Yeah. And ladder. So that was... corn rations set to supply. And... canola seeds. So what canola oil, so that's good. And then if we needed to, we could build out over here. So yeah, winner winner, disappointment for dinner. And if you're curious on that, because I don't find chicken particularly satisfying, so I don't get the whole winner winner chicken dinner thing. It's like, yay, disappointment for dinner. Right, let's tidy this up because this is all a bit of a mess, isn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to delete those. And we're just going to throw in one big ass storage for gears. Because really you can never have enough gears in this game. So let's do that. Yes, it will mean the gear workshop never stops. But hey, we can manage that because what we can do is we can say that you can stop if storage is 50% full. And that means if we've got 600 gears, it'll stop, I think. So that'll be okay. Science is just nicely ticking up. Let's have a look at our, well-being. So we are not currently growing soybeans. Dinner is repeating on me. I did have disappointment for dinner today. We're not growing mushrooms. We're not growing algae or coffee, so we can't deal with those. Beaver statues and clocks we could do quite easily, probably. So we'll have a think on those in a moment. Let's have you set to prioritize blueberries. We will then plan the planting of... I don't want to put one there yet. Of an blueberry bush. We'll unpause you so you replant the blueberry bush. Sorry if this is a bit of a slow one. As I came in without anything significant planned, and you know, it's I just wanted to play the beaver game. That's all there is to it. Can't get this built. I'm going to build another big stack of storage there. I'm hoping, and actually, let's have a look, shall we? Settings, FPS counter. So one of the things that was in the update was in the last few rounds of the experimental branch, the developers have been talking about improvements in performance, and we'll see, I guess. I'm hoping that we do. I do have some system monitoring up because I do my content creation on a small form factor computer, and so I have to keep an eye on temperatures and things. James May fans, check your T's and P's. But I can't really see if it's making use of many cores or not. So yeah, I'll maybe monitor that when I'm at home and I've got the freedom to see more than when I'm in a hotel. But yeah, it's awesome. We're going to make our way up here and mark, then cutting. That's already all marked for cutting. Awesome. So that's a nice supply of logs up there. So if we open up the amount of available storage, that'll be quite nice. I'm going to pause the lumberjack over here because I want to be able to make use of that storage. That's set to supply. It is. Is our smelter working? It is. So that's good. This is up and running now. Excellent stuff. I feel we're going to need to expand our farming soon. Sooner rather than later, I think. Oh, please. Why did you not build it? Right, let's go have a look at those well-being things we mentioned, shall we? So we were thinking about statues. Oh, they cover a solid area, don't they? Yeah. Where, if I was a beaver overlord, where would I put a beaver statue? I think I'd definitely put one here, so that when the beavers visit the rooftop terraces, they are inspired. Maybe I put one here, because that's going to get a load of the beavers that are going to work, getting food in the medical beds, or here. Here, I think. Yeah, there's the win. Because that gets the rooftop terrace, the scratchers, the medical beds. Yeah. And then we need an clock. And I think that... I think maybe if we put one there... Oh, that's a good spot for it. Yeah. They would need some help building that, but we can enable that. That should let them build that. So that'll give us a little bit of a well-being buff. Then we'll come back over here. Get rid of that. And storage, industrial pile. Many industrial piles, and so a ladder is 10. That's 6, but obviously we'd need to do 1, 2, 3, so it's really 18 to connect them up. So I think we'll just do, and now we don't have the problem about blocking entrances. We'll just do that, and then we'll set these to be logs. And that'll give us a bit more storage, which is nice. There we go. We'll throw that there. We'll pause you. Yep. And then we can probably plant a few more berries. I know I'm doing this kind of piecemeal, but I think it makes sense. Do it this way. They just spawned those. Pause. Pause. Let's just go check that has responded. It has, because we're just using the basic one at the moment, which is set to just close it when the bad tide starts. So yeah, it has worked, which is great. Awesome. Right. Yeah, I think these have just been spawned by, so let's come in here, rip them out. You're not big, you're not clever, you're not helpful. And we'll unpause this guy. Get those planted. Because our blueberry situation is not awesome. We do have some spare beaver power at the moment. So let's throw another hauler in there. More haulers is more good. That's going up. That's running now. We will set that to be automated. So yeah, if we look at our food situation, everyone's got the food that we're growing. Most of the beavers are okay in the kind of basic needs. Campfires and rooftop terraces are okay. Aesthetics are getting there, except for the lanterns. So we're into fun and monuments, really. So we could probably benefit from a detailer. It always makes me think that we're going to rip the tails off them, which run on extract. So, and I think that's probably benefiting us getting a centrifuge anyway. How are we looking for power? And power grid's okay at the moment. So I think what we'll do is run some explosives under here, so we'll get power across the path there, and that'll be good. I think we just try and focus a little bit on well-being today. So there's some easy wins here as well. If we find some spots for them. Exercise plaza. I'm not going to go any further with the pine trees anyway, because we've got way more than we need just with this area, I feel. So this guy can be paused. Yeah, there's only a 12-day bad tide. That's not too awful, is it? Let's throw in some more blueberries to be planted. And what I'm thinking is that maybe we aim to get up here and get this area all cleared. We're getting a bit of contamination problems through here now. I'm guessing this is now more contaminated. Yeah, so it's 84% now. So we might want to move this to protect the trees. So probably out here somewhere. I think that's good, yeah, because that spread quite a way. I think that's something we want to have a look at. Now we have the issue that this is blockages. So what we'd want to do, I think, is come in here. We could unlock this. Now let's get a path to there. We could then put another one that way. Bear with me, folks. This is a bit janky, but where do we want to go out to? So the contamination has spread 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I say if we came across here, that's got that blockage there. So probably all the way out to here, actually. Let's put in what we want to build, and then we'll worry about how we get to it. I think that feels sensible. Well, as sensible as we get. So landscaping. Come on, there we go. So we have the tiny problem of this tree being in the way. But what I'm thinking is we're going to need to unlock the bridges anyway, and we can afford £1,000 to unlock and bridge. So if we do that, we can get out to and build most of this, even during the bad tide. And it uses up wood, which is a good thing. Yeah. And then we'll fill it with good water when it's done. And in fact, what we could do is, because we're smart beaverneers, we'll unlock the sluice. Yes, finally they scream. Do that. And put that there. And then we'll have that to close below contamination. Like 3%. 26 well-being. That, very nice. Did our clock get built? It did. Awesome. Right. We like that. Did our exercise plaza get built? It's getting there. Is this one that needed treated planks? No. Cool. Now how are we looking? We're close, and then it's 7. So we've got a bit of time before that's going to have kicked in. That's as far as we can plant with the blueberries. So they're planted now. So let's unmark them for planting. Except that one. And basically what we want to do is any trees that grow will hammer down, and hopefully the blueberries will spread. If need be, we can always throw in a forester, but I mean that might be smart. Might be smart to do something like, I mean, if I did that, I could put a ladder there and we could do a load more. If I do that, they can't get past, so... does that matter? And nothing's going to spread now anyway, so... I think we're okay. I think we're okay. We'll just see if this does the thing, because we're down to like 7 blueberries. Keep kicking the chair that my microphone is attached to, which is probably not great. But, I'm going to put that there and put that there so that we can expand that. Because I think it will help. I think it will help. I also think what we're going to do, in a bit of a twist, is wood. Actually, we'll do that first. Let's just blueberries. Let's plant all of those, because that won't take long. There is method to what I'm trying to achieve, folks. Just kind of bear with me. 29 well-being. Wow. Right, that's done. So then I'm going to delete this guy. We're going to leave the ladder for a sec. We're going to go into wood. We're going to build a tapper shack, because we can then strip the pine resin off of those pine trees. Then we'll cut them down. That feels really unlike how I would normally play the game. But, you know. 30 well-being. Our beavers must be like super beavers by now. So we're at 120% work speed, 30% speed, and 60% life. That's pretty nice. And that's going to help expand our population without having to grow more beavers. Which is, you know, pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. Alright, I'm wondering if we start to think about the fact that we need to consider irrigation of our crops. So I'm going to mark those for demolition. Mark those for demolition. We'll prioritize all of the things. Mark that for demolition. So yeah, this is kind of just a general progress jobs today, really, I think. Generally, it was a very famous general, was General Progress. Awesome. So that's done. So we need to get rid of those. I'm not sure, but we did. So what we're going to do now is come in here and put those in. Can I get... No, we're not, because I can't get what I want to get under there. So let's let them build those. Right, let's detonate that. And then what I think we do is we put sluices there, and there. We can build those off of the bridge. They're purely for their one-way nature. I know this is not the optimal shape for irrigation, but it will irrigate. it will irrigate. So, and then what we'll do is we'll put that there. We'll put that there. We're going to rip that out. I'm getting a plan. I'm getting a plan. You can see already this is quite low. So, and actually we're at the point where it's a good job we've started to think about this. So, fluid dump. There. Path there. You are a high priority build. And we'll put that there, and we'll put a little water tank there to help Buddy out. Water obtain. So we'll make sure it's okay. There we go. Hopefully once that's full, that'll get, yep, that's got that. So let's advanced. Attach to stream gauge. There we will pause above 0.78 and unpause below point. Yeah, something like that. And hopefully that'll help with our irrigation challenges between that and that. It's not perfect, but, you know, we're now out of blueberries. So hopefully we'll get some more of those soon. Good call, whoever it was who pointed out that we were at a pretty dire status for our blueberry edge. So just going to throw a storage over here for pine resin. Because I really wasn't keeping an eye on that. So, yeah, good shout. So hopefully that will get emptied. These are getting there, so hopefully this will sort out our issues. 11 spare beavers at the moment. That's a lot. I think we would probably not be misplaced to build another water pump here, and this guy is basic. Unpause, pause, unpause. Yeah, that's helping. I'm not sure if that, so that little spot's not quite irrigated, but at least we've got something for this bit, which is good. We might be able to improve it with a bit more explosives work, so it becomes more of an ideal shape, but for now it's good enough. Right, you can go. You can get back to work cutting trees down. Yep, they are marked. Awesome. And then I think we want to be heading up. So slightly janky path, but that'll get us up there. And then up here. And we'll just mark all of these to be cut. There is so much dead wood on this map that it really doesn't feel like we should have to worry too much about growing trees, but yeah, we do need to sort this out. But I'm going to wait now. There's only a day left in the bad tide, so yeah, we'll deal with that afterwards. But that'll obviously move the contamination point much further out. Yes, we could have used contamination barriers, but we don't currently have those. But we do now have pine resin. So let's come back over here. We are going to do power shaft. That's interesting how it behaves when there's nothing for it to connect to. Put that in, and then I can't do it the messy way. So we'll do that. That doesn't need to be there. So we have got nearly 600 gears stored, so I think we'll be okay. Let's prioritize all of that. And then we'll do those as well. That'll then let us do the centrifuge just that. So why are, because our plank storage is full. Okay, let's just temporarily make that for planks. There we go. So power, so you are a straight section, and then I think wood gears, the gear workshop went there, so I'm going to put in, this might be overkill, but I'm never sure where the power connection is on the bottom of buildings, so, and I'm sure one of you is going to rush to tell me, but I will forget by the next time I'm doing this. So yeah, that will sort that out. Actually, I've just remembered someone did suggest, and it was a good suggestion, so we will act upon it. And what I'm going to do, because we were actually, so we're not at the moment, so I won't act upon it completely, or to the extent that I was about to. We will throw in a storage for logs when the game wants to behave. Here we go. Logs, and that's going to be an obtain, because lots of things over here start with logs. So yeah, that sort of made sense. That was a good suggestion, folks. So we've got that now. So we've got storage for bad water over here. What we don't have yet is storage for the extract. Let's not put it there because that's going to limit our expansion. So let's put it here. Let's put it so we can actually get to the entrance of the tank though. So extract, apply. And that means we can remove the tails from some beavers. I think we go for I think they're too long. Should be under decoration really, shouldn't it? So that needs treated planks, but we're going to set up treated plank production in a moment. So there, my logo, because you know what else would they have tattooed on them? And then wood, treated plank production there, because we're making plenty of planks, so that should work. We probably then want to have a small warehouse that's close enough for fine resin. Obtain, we can only make a few treated planks at the moment, but a few is more than none, so yep. And actually we now have the ability to collect pine resin for more, so if I put that there and swap the door, that can reach everything. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we can leave the lumberjack in case we ever need to replant them. And that means we should now be able to build a steady supply of treated planks. So that's all good. Let's give ourselves a little science boost, shall we? Because we've only got 6,000 science. So, you know, that's pretty poor. They will be... Oh, gee. 4 days in and not one of you told me to open that up, did you? Not a one of you. So what we'll do is we'll make use of our extra pumping capacity. I thought we were still deep in bad tide, so no harm done really to any great extent. And then what we can do is throw in a ladder, and that's where having sluices there would be better. But equally, we could achieve a very similar effect by having some stream gauges to control it. So, right, that's in. So let's put the last levee there. Those will get cut down and redone and stuff. That's going to be open, not that that'll have water flowing through it now. That's all working. Water supply is going to be racing back up because we've got lots of pumping going on. Tree supply is going up. I'm not too worried about turning on more lumberjacks at the moment. Partly because we're a little bit short of beaver power, so I'm going to deprioritize that. Yeah, that's okay. That'll be fine. The ergonomics of my current setup are awful. That could be paused as well. We'll set that to unpause when drought and bad tide starts. Breeding pods are still going, which is great. Population is up to 60, which is not awful. These are close to producing blueberries, so we're going to throw in a gatherer flag here. And is there... I really need to get to... I don't know if these work flooded. Let's find out. I know the zipline stations do. I don't know if the tubeway stations do. So we experiment and we learn. Because I would like to get a stream gauge in up here. So that's what we're going to do. How are we looking over here? We've still got a good few layers to evaporate, but we've still got plenty of scrap metal available to them, so not worried about that. Where are we? There we are. So that appears to work. So if we do that and that, and we're then going to just delete one of these, come through here, put a stream gauge there, make that a high priority to build. Yep, that's awesome that that works. 3 days to fill water supply up. And then we're going to put back the floodgate. Why am I not changing them all to sluices? Because this works. And if it works, then it just needs some refinement. So let's go with it. There we go. So that can now go away. And what we're going to do is advanced, attach to stream gauge, Bosch, contamination, contamination. If the contamination is below, let's go 5%, set it to there. If it's above 6%, close it. Jobs are good. Except that 5% makes me a little bit twitchy. So we'll go 2 and 3. So we should now be all good. Let's just check that the basic one was replaced. Get rid of that. Because the one that's on advanced should control them all. Awesome. So that's that jobby done. And that's that done. So that's going to... And we could just delete this and flush it through. I don't see any reason not to do that, actually. So, no reason not to do that. There we go. Job's a good one, as they say. Then we can just, because we're so desperately short of lumber, we will slowly delete that and recover it, and we'll leave this nice janky bridge set up in case we ever need to get out to this area. Yeah. Bit of a weird one today, I guess. We have berries now, slowly, the berry situation has been resolved, which is good. They will start to spread and that will start to improve. We've got treated planks now. He says that doesn't have power, which is weird because it was green. So let's do that to hook that up to power. We'll get that done. We'll get the detailers working, and then we'll call it a day. That's going to give us a nice big well-being kick up the proverbial. Pine resin supplies are looking good. This is now not a sensible place to be storing pine resin. So let's empty that and let's build something. You don't need to be there anymore. So that's not sensible either. Let's do that and that. And then if we need to, we can put some small storages either side. Pine resin, there we go. So now we're making treated planks incredibly slowly. This is still providing ample power, it would seem, because we need 16 horsepower because they've all gone to bed. Bloody useless beavers. Bosh. You might as well go as well. This only reads that side, so I'm going to throw a stream gauge here just because I'm kind of like my data and curious about things. We could now, in theory, get down into here and open this up if we wanted. I'm not sure if there's benefit in doing that. Interested in your thoughts. We've got this set up. The beavers are doing their thing up here. We're full on scrap metal, I'm guessing. Yep. We've got lots of spare beaver power. Detailers are in. Awesome. So hopefully more well-being inbound. And yeah, we probably need to start thinking about what's our next step. I think we need to expand the farming a little bit. Although we're sitting on 2,000 food, I think I would like to expand the farming a little bit. We need to be getting the mine thought about. And getting some of the other food online, getting our tubeway network into one thing, and getting ready for the fact that the cycles are going to get longer. Water supply is full. So we have a good stock of beavers to be making use of. So yeah, more farming I think would be good. Probably expanding the tubeway network. Possibly. Maybe starting to think now we've got explosives. We've got 7 incapacitated beavers. Wow. How many medical beds have we got? Which menu is that under? That's interesting. I've not seen that menu before. That's cool. Campfire, medical. So we've got 4 medical beds. So we could do with some more medical beds before we wrap up. And that would be a good use for this little spot back here, wouldn't it? Bosh. Yeah. So the colony feels okay at the moment. We've averted the berry disaster. Canola is quite low. Canola oil's just about hanging in there. 2 crops we're not growing. I would like to get some hydroponic gardens going. And I think we could maybe expand the colony into some of the area behind the little industrial bit for that, or maybe expand the industrial area. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed this somewhat random video. Got a feeling it's gone a bit long, but I'm not certain. Anyway, thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. As always, comments, questions, suggestions below, because they really do help see the berry problem. I actually had that happen on, I've been playing on diorama. Just because I've been watching JC series and I was curious, and it really is a hard map to get going on hard mode. But I had that exact problem. I ran out of berries and I got down to, I think, 4 adult beavers as my breeding pods started to produce kits again. So I almost killed my colony off because I ignored the fact that I lost most of the blueberries, or all of the blueberries, in a bad tide, and didn't replant quick enough. Yeah, so I do try and take on board people's comments. I do sometimes forget them. I do literally write them in a note thing on my phone. So, yeah. I'll see you next time. Bye.